In this video, I am making a 12-inch whip braid and a 12-inch 3-loop chain. For the whip braid, I am measuring my ribbons at 20 inches. These are about 7/8 inch or 3/4 inch ribbons. I'm using a silver mylar ribbon and white acetate. I am placing the silver ribbons in the center. They are going to be face up on the top and face down on the bottom. So the silver is shining on the top and on the bottom. Then I am placing white ribbons on the top going to the right and on the bottom going to the left. You want to connect these so you can use a really good clip, or you can staple together and just realize that you will have to unstaple it later. I am holding down those center silver ribbons just for the purpose so you guys can get a better look of what I'm doing. I'm taking the bottom left white ribbon and I am folding it over to the right, but I am going between the two silver ribbons. This pink clip is very heavy, so it's gonna cause some problems when I'm trying to fold these or braid these ribbons, so just bear with me here. Take that top white ribbon and fold it under the top silver and the white ribbon you just brought over to the right. So you want to go beneath the top two and above the bottom, and then you're going to fold it back around and back over to the right. You're always going to end up with those ribbons off to the right. Now you should be able to start seeing the pattern. You see silver and then white, so you're going to have silver showing again. You're going to start the next braid with the top white ribbon, and you're going to go under all the ribbons, come back around. It's hard to see that, but I'm going on top of the bottom ribbon, the bottom silver ribbon, and then going under the top silver. So you're in between the silver ribbons basically. And then again, my white ribbons are back to the right. Now I'm going under the top two and back around on top of that white silver. So I've got a pattern of silver, white, silver, white. You start pulling on all these ribbons, it should make that diamond pattern. Now, after you pull the ribbons, you will notice that the two white ribbons are off to the right and the two silver ribbons are off to the left. So you'll be able to see better which ones you're going to weave through. And it's just going to be constant, the white going over one ribbon and under another ribbon. So you're constantly going over and under ribbons to make that braid. And you can tell which ones you've just done. So if you just went over a silver, you're going to go under a silver and keep pulling on them, and you'll see that diamond pattern. And it's just a constant pattern. You're doing the same pattern over and over again. And keep tightening the ribbons, constantly tighten them, and make sure you've got the pattern right. When you get to the end, you're going to end up folding so that a silver and a white are together on one side and a silver and a white are together on the other side. And then make sure it's tight and it'll look like I'm showing. And just pull all those ribbons, not too tight, just snug. And pull on the braid like I'm doing. And then you'll put a staple in it when you're ready, but make sure it's nice and snug and everything's like you want it. Now you'll go to the opposite side and either take out the staple or take off the clip, and then pull on those ribbons and make sure they're nice and snug, and fold those so you have a white and silver together and a white and silver together, just like on the other opposite side. And then put a staple in that as well. And you are finished. All you need to do is just trim up the ends. Once you get this braiding technique down, you'll be able to make these braids very quickly. They're very easy. If you sit there and overthink it though, you're going to screw up on it and mess up. That's what happens to me. I can either make them very, very fast and a whole bunch of them, or I'm overthinking it and I screw up on it and can't get it done. Now I'm going to make a 12-inch 3-loop chain using 1 5/16 and 1.5-inch ribbons. The glitter ribbon is 1.5-inch width, so you don't have to have the exact same width with ribbons for this to work. Now I'm cutting a ribbon for the back to attach the loops to, and since I need a 12-inch chain, I need to cut that ribbon at least 13 inches for attaching it to the mum. And I just randomly cut several loops. I really didn't know how many I was going to need, and I'll probably have to cut some more at the end, or I may have a few left over. It just depends. I don't always attach them exactly the same spacing, so it's never exactly the same, any two. So I'm starting at the bottom, and I like to form my loops, and I like to attach them all together. The reason for that is I don't like a lot of staples, so if you attach the loops individually, you'd end up with a whole bunch of staples and it makes it really messy. But whatever works for you, do that. The loops are cut at 6 inches long. I make the 2 side loops first and then place the middle loop on top. You don't have to do it that way. You can get a completely different look by changing that up. If you wanted to put the middle loop in the back and then put the side loops on top, you would get a completely different look. So it just depends on how you place them, the look you're going to get, and then also how you space them out. You could really space out the 3 groupings and then add bling to cover up the staples. That would be cute too. Now the way I'm attaching them is I'm just pressing them up against the bottom one. I'm not overlapping them, the side loops are just touching the ones beneath them. This particular pattern I'm doing here, I'm making the side loops plain white, and then the center loops I'm doing either the glitter or the polka dot with the silver and white. Now the very first one I attached, I did plain white, but I will go back at the end and change that out because I didn't like it being an oddball. If you have any homecoming mom questions or questions about these particular braids and chains, just comment and I will get back to you as best I can. If you have anything you'd like to see made, you can comment as well, and I will try my best to make a video for that. Please support my channel by subscribing, tapping the bell for notifications, like, share with other people, whether it's on social media or email or whatever. Any of that helps my channel grow, and I really appreciate that. I need that. And those of you who watch my videos throughout the year, I really appreciate that. I know most people just watch my videos through homecoming, but I have lots of other videos for different seasons and DIYs, so I really appreciate those of you who stick around and watch me throughout the year. Thank you. Now I messed up on this silver one. I don't remember if I got it too far down or too far up where I could see the staples from the one below it, and I think that's what I did, but I can't remember exactly. But just do what I'm doing here. Remove the staples very carefully so you don't rip any of the ribbons, and then just put it back on there and readjust it. It's not a big deal. This happens to me all the time, so don't worry about it. You'll have to do this a lot, when you're making braids and chains. You're going to mess something up, but don't be lazy. Take it apart, take what you need to, and fix it. Make it, especially if you're selling your mums, you want to make them look as professional as possible. But even if it's for your own kids, you want it to look halfway done, or you want it really looking awesome. So don't get in too big of a hurry. Just fix it. Now here's where I remove that bottom one so I can keep up with the pattern that I started. But when I began the braid, I really didn't know what pattern I was going to use for sure. So I wanted to remove that and make sure that I kept that middle pattern going. Now I went a little above 12 inches, but I wanted to make sure that when it's attached to the mum that all you see is loops. I didn't want her to have to cover any staples or anything. So I think it ended up with the loops ended up being like 12 and a half. And then of course there was some extra ribbon for attaching as well. All right, it's all done. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, tap the bell. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you.